Hello everyone! Since ancient times, man has eaten all kinds of underwater creatures, fish, shellfish, and arthropods. But people have special preferences for crustaceans. This group of sea creatures is considered a luxury food. In fact, 3/4 of the world's first cookbook ever consisted of recipes based on crustaceans. Today, the meat of these creatures, rich in protein and almost calorie-free, is a main ingredient in many national cuisines. Crabs, crayfish, shrimp, and lobsters are consumed in France, Spain, Portugal, Japan, and many other countries. However, among the 72,000 varieties of these creatures, the percentage of crustaceans that are consumed by humans is quite small because there are many dangerous, strange, and frightening species. You want to see them? That's what we're going to show you today. Let's get it on! Mantis shrimp. Look at this strange creature. It is the mantis shrimp, and it stands out from its peers not only by its brilliant appearance, but also by its combat skills. This creature lives in the tropical and subtropical marine habitats, and most of the time it hides among the coral. In many cases, mantis shrimps do not come out of their burrows to catch their prey, because they really don't like to leave their home. The mantis shrimp's hunting method is an amazing show. To hunt crabs, shellfish, snails, or even fish, this creature uses a sharp, spear-like appendage. The force and speed of impact, according to some reports, is comparable to that of a .22 caliber bullet.
Kick.
That's why mantis shrimps often attack animals larger than themselves, as their powerful limbs break even the strongest shells. Some large individuals can even break a sheet of glass after 1 or 2 hits. These creatures also have a very complex eye structure. They're able to distinguish between 12 basic colors. In comparison, humans can only distinguish 3. Palm thief. If you watch our video in the dark, you're about to feel the shivers. The next creature could star in a species about some freaky monsters. Look at it, it's huge! The coconut crab, also known as palm thief, normally weighs about 4 kilograms and is considered the largest arthropod species on Earth. But that's not what makes it so special. This crustacean is widely known for its unusual manners, because apparently it loves to steal. If it finds a spoon, a fork, or anything shiny, it'll take it and store it in its burrow. In fact, the coconut crab loves to steal anything it finds, even if it's not edible. This creature's diet is usually vegetarian. It loves coconuts more than anything else in the world. In order to get food, the crab climbs to the top of the palm tree, where it chops off its dinner with its powerful claws. In most cases, the coconuts break when they fall to the ground. Yeah, for some reason, this crustacean's claws aren't strong enough to break the coconut. However, they are powerful enough to climb up a tree trunk or even bite off a person's finger. By the way, if the crab falls along with the coconut, nothing terrible will happen. It can survive a fall from more than 4 meters high without a scratch. Coconut crabs also enjoy other fruits, but they can also snack on newborn turtles, carrion, and even rats. Pistol shrimp. This crustacean lives in tropical and middle latitudes, and it seems quite harmless at first sight, but don't let it fool you. Pistol shrimps are very dangerous predators. This creature kills its victims by using its own claws in a very unusual way. No, it doesn't rip its prey into pieces. That would be too boring. The fact is that evolution has given the pistol shrimps an incredible built-in stun gun. To hunt, the predator first sticks out its antenna from the burrow. With their help, it can feel its victim coming closer. When the prey is near, the crab jumps out, reveals its huge claws, and immediately makes a 180 or even 190 decibel sound with it. This is several times louder than the noise created underwater by a motorboat. The victim is instantly stunned, and the crab, pleased with itself, drags it back to its burrow. In theory, this attack could stun even a person at close range. Take a look at the mechanism of this stun gun. This powerful sound is not caused by physical contact between 2 parts of the claw, but by the so-called cavitation. In other words, an instant clap from the claw produces a powerful jet of water. At the same time, many bubbles appear and burst immediately. All of this creates the loud sound. Chinese mitten crab. This sea dweller originally lived in the Yellow Sea and the freshwater lakes of China, but a little over 100 years ago, it accidentally traveled to the seas of Europe, and it's unlikely to leave. The fact is that the Shanghai crab is remarkably fertile. In a very short period of time, these creatures can colonize huge areas of both fresh and salt water. But that's not the only problem. Crabs of this species usually destroy other fish and eat their caviar. This can severely impact any ecosystem. In addition, Chinese mitten crabs can dig very elaborate burrows. Sometimes they do it near dams and other hydraulic structures. Can you imagine the catastrophic consequences this can have? And if that weren't enough, the meat of this crab is also deadly to humans. This creature carries lung flukes that affect the lungs and the brain. You can get infected if you eat poorly prepared or raw crab. And although this creature is considered a delicacy in China, we don't advise you to taste it. Noble crayfish. You probably know that many people like eating crayfish, both as an appetizer and a separate dish. According to some reports, noble crayfish were considered a delicacy in the Middle Ages when it became popular among Swedish aristocrats. Today, crayfish is no longer considered a luxury dish available only to the wealthier class. The consumption of noble crayfish is actually very common in Eastern Europe, where it's boiled in water, added to garnishes, used in soups, and cooked in the oven. All of this, of course, sounds delicious if it weren't for a little problem. Like other scavengers, crayfish often carry dangerous diseases, such as typhoid and hepatitis A. That's why they should never be bought from illegal vendors who can't prove where they got their product. If you want to enjoy this dish, we advise you to buy crayfish exclusively from certified markets. There, the possibility of buying infected arthropods is virtually non-existent. American lobster. What do you think of this ocean dweller? This huge creature that lives in the waters of the Atlantic weighs about 20 kilos. Probably best not to mess with it, huh? That's right. Look at the size of its claws. One is to crush the victim, and the other is to chop him up. If you're not careful enough, one of your hands can end up in its claws. But this isn't the whole list of unusual features of the American lobster, whose tails are served in fancy restaurants. For example, this beast's teeth are located in its stomach, but the stomach in turn is right in the mouth. In addition, the American lobster can grow new limbs or claws to replace old ones. Looks like we found a real superhero among crustaceans. Floral egg crab. Real crab meat is an expensive and exquisite delicacy that's not available to everyone. Of course, we're not talking about surimi, which is usually added to rolls and other dishes to imitate crab meat. We're talking about real treats, like snow crabs or king crabs. However, not all crustaceans of this class are safe to eat. Some of them may contain lethal doses of toxins. For example, the floral egg crab, which lives in the Indo-Pacific region. The most interesting thing is that these crabs do not produce the saxitoxin and tetrodotoxin found in their bodies, but obtain it through food. This means that throughout their lives, these creatures accumulate it in their bodies, so eating them can end up in a tragedy. After all, even half a milligram of any of these poisons can kill an average adult. And worst of all, the toxins are also resistant to high temperatures. So even the most thorough processing and preparation methods cannot completely eliminate them. And not many cooks can skillfully remove the poison from a crab's body as they do in Japan with the fugu fish. So the best advice regarding this crab is not to eat it. Spider crab. Do you remember the scene in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets where Harry and Ron are running away from a bunch of terrible spiders led by Aragog? It's actually very similar to what you're seeing on the screen right now, although this video was shot in real life and underwater. This is the Japanese spider crab, a species that makes everyone shiver. Here, they are in the process of mass migration, and it looks like the advent of a huge army. The most important reason why you might fear these arthropods is their incredible size. The leg span of spider crabs can reach 2 to 4 meters, and they weigh about 20 kilograms. The internet is full of scary stories about these creatures eating a child, but to be fair, that's impossible, probably. In fact, spider crabs are very harmless to humans, unless, of course, they're disturbed. Experts argue that the meat of young spider crabs is an exceptional delicacy. However, their production is almost non-existent. The fact is that these crustaceans often live at great depths, making them difficult to catch and not very profitable. That's all for today. See you soon!